What's up? This is Garrity from Boxing TLDR. I wanted to get on here and do another Monday Morning Cornerman. It's been a while since I've done one. We had a couple of great fights this weekend. First, I want to talk about the Jose Ramirez versus Maurice Hooker fight. Going into this fight, both of these guys were champion. Maurice Hooker had the WBO. Jose Ramirez had the WBC belt. Coming from two different promoters. Props to Top Rank to want to be able to get along with Matchroom and the DAZN people to put this fight together. I really enjoyed the fight. There was just constant back and forth. Even though in the very first round, Jose Ramirez scores a knockdown, as we find out later, you can see that the 10-8 round that he receives isn't quite such because he's actually tripped over by being stepped on the foot. So Hooker had his moments, and Jose had his moments where each one of these guys had taken the advantage, and his corner, Robert Garcia, did a great job. He was telling him, walk this guy down, don't respect him in that final sequence. A left hook that kind of turns the switch off. He just explodes with a combination that, the ref steps in and ends the fight. Props to the ref, he stepped in at the right time. The tides quickly turned in that moment, and like I said, it was back and forth, constant battle, but in that moment, it was over for Hooker. Congrats to Ramirez, he's now the unified champion, holding both the WBC belt and the WBO belt. Another fight this weekend, which on the same card, Tevin Farmer, and he looked good. Tevin Farmer's already defended his title 5 times in the span of 1 year. Quite a lot of defenses for a champion. Sometimes when people win a champion, they start to slow down and pick opponents, but he's staying busy. And, he looked good in that fight. His opponent was someone we hadn't heard of, someone from France, had a great record coming into the fight and was in great shape, a little bit older, and, fought aggressively. But Tevin Farmer definitely was the better boxer and won each round, in my opinion. Perhaps giving up maybe some of the later rounds to him, but Tevin Farmer showed incredible defense. There's a couple of sequences where he's just making him miss almost every punch.
Left hand, at least he is trying. Traps Farmer in the corner. Farmer is moving his head. Look at this.
Tevin came out wearing his RIP Pernell Whitaker gear, and almost in a tribute in these moments where he showed some of the guy who I know he's studied so much. He looked similar to Pernell in some of those defensive sequences. I'm a big fan of Tevin Farmer. My only worry is Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis knocked out his opponent Nunez in the second round.
Back to the ropes. Tries to fight back. Takes another huge left hand. And that's it.
Gervonta Davis is a bad dude. I'm a Tevin Farmer fan. I'm gonna root for Tevin Farmer. Should that fight finally happen, and we want to see that fight happen, we know the guys want it. I don't know if the promoters want it yet. The people making decisions for these guys. But I'm a big Tevin Farmer fan. I love his story. I love his style. I love his work ethic. Gervonta Davis looks unbeatable right now. He looks scary. He looks mean. He looks like he could hurt anybody. Hopefully we have that fight by next year. I like Tevin Farmer. I'm worried about you against Gervonta Davis. Should that fight happen? That was just my observations from this week of boxing. So my little Monday morning show is just kind of a feedback of thoughts. Congrats to Jose Ramirez, and congrats to Davis. That was another impressive killer knockout victory. Just a few quick things about this channel. We'll be coming out with a new podcast episode in a couple days. We shot a podcast with Alfonso Gomez on the Boxing podcast here on this Boxing TLDR YouTube channel. Definitely, if you have yet to subscribe, you should subscribe so you can make sure to catch that episode. It was a good one. And we'll continue with the podcast episodes. We'll continue with other video content on this channel. And in the meantime, you should subscribe to my newsletter where I will give all the news of the boxing for the week. Usually comes out on a Friday newsletter. I'll leave a link in the description for how to subscribe to the newsletter. Really appreciate you guys tuning in. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time. And make sure to catch the podcast episode with Alfonso Gomez, episode 25 of the Boxing Podcast. Thank you.